Oh, the Facebook post. Yes, he used to post things on Facebook all of the time. This person was actually friends with him on Facebook, and knows us from Las Vegas. But yeah, he used to post this stuff all the time, and he used to post before he got to North Carolina, like, I'm coming for you, I can see you, like, stuff like that. And then he would post Bible verses about killing your wife, which was super fun, like, about how, like, if a wife cheats, that she should die, like, all of these things he would post. Horrific things. But then he would also post things about how he had bought the kids all this stuff and how he was sending to them, like, laptops and all this crap. Nothing ever came. He's cuckoo bananas. In fact, packages did start coming, but we'll get to that later. So, sorry guys, there's a train going behind me. We film when we can film, okay? So, he's there with his new mom of 7 children who's never met my kids, which is, like, mind-boggling. But I'm waiting for her husband to call me. So I end up, like, it was a Saturday morning and I was doing laundry downstairs. So in our old apartment, we had a laundry room that was, like, downstairs that everyone shared. And it was, like, it was pretty shady down there. And so, like, I'm down there in the laundry room and my kids are upstairs in the apartment and I'm, like, you know, trying to hurry as fast as I can to change the laundry. And I get a phone call and it is a call from Utah. And I was like, oh, I think I know who this is. So I answered. I said, hello, this is Andrea. And there was a guy on the other side of the phone. He says, I need you to tell me who you are and how I got your number. And I was like, what? I'm like, you called me. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, who are you and why is this happening? And I was like, first of all, I have trauma. So, like, please do not, like, start interrogating me like I did something wrong here. Like, I'm terrified. And I was like, are you? And then I said his name and he was like, yes. And I was like, okay, so here's the thing. Like, your ex-wife is married to my current husband who is, like, a psychopath. And I was like, and your kids are in danger. She's in danger. Like, you need to get her out. And I was like, this is everything that he's done. So I just laid out everything that he's done and why the kids were in danger. And I said, you got to get him out of there. And he was like, I don't know how to get him out of there. Like, I mean, she, like, won't believe me. Like, I literally went and I found, like, the article on this guy and she says it's mistaken identity. And I was like, we're married. He's like, no. She says, you're not married. She says you're not married to him. And I was like, well, then what the hell have I been all these years? Like, I know that I'm married. Like, I have the marriage certificate. And he's like, no, like, he told her that I had fake married him, that I had forged his signature on the marriage license and the documents. Like, we went and, like, got the documents together, but then I forged his signature later on because he never signed because he didn't want to be married to me. And I forged his signature on the actual documents and then went to turn it in without his permission. So I fake married him. He never knew. If we are married, it's all fake because that he could never be married to me. And he told me I was the first woman he'd married. We'd find out later I was in fact not. So she didn't believe that he was actually married to me because he was fake married to me And I was like, it's not a fake marriage. I was like, it's not a fake marriage. Like, this man is a psychopath. You have to get, like, and he's like, well, she's convinced that he has land in Arizona and that he has money and that he has this. I was like, that man does not have 2 cents. He does not have 2 cents. He lost like, that man has nothing. He is dangerous. Please get your girls out. And he is like, I'll try my best. I don't know what to do. So that he ended up fighting her to, like, get whatever. And she keeps telling him that I'm a drug addicted crack whore who had fake married her husband, right? And I was like, I don't even understand. It made no, like, girl, pop, like, if somebody would have told me and tried to get me out, like, girl, I'm on it. But everyone's telling her and they're trying to help her out of it. And she refuses. And she's not a famous author. She runs a blog. Of course, because she's in Utah. Why wouldn't she run a blog? And I was like, this is wild. But I'm just trying to live my life with my kids. And do my thing. Well, their marriage lasts all of about 30 days before I end up getting a message on Facebook from her. She says, I need you to call me right away. And I was like, oh, for the love. And so I call her and she's like, first I have to ask you, were you actually legally married to him? And I was like, ma'am, yes. I'm like, I'm legally married to this idiot. You think that I don't? You think that I want to be? You think I would have fake married him and forced him to? What are you talking about? She's like, well, he doesn't believe it. And I was like, I don't give a shit what he believes. And she was like, well, we're divorced. Well, we're getting divorced. And I was like, okay. She's like, he stole everything. It's not funny. It's not funny, Andrea. It's not funny. He stole everything from her. He took her money. He took her car. Well, first of all, this is even better. It's not funny. Stop it, Andrea. He went to buy her a car. He said he was going to buy her a brand new car. And She was so excited. She was going to get bought a brand new car. And so he went to go buy her this brand new car, and then he calls her and says, hey, baby, I don't know what this crack whore did to my credit, but she messed it up real bad, and they will not let me buy this car on my own. It needs your co-signature. I will pay for everything. I have to figure out what this crack whore did. And she was like, of course. And so she went and signed her name on the documents and ended up, signing as a co-signer. Well, she later found out that he took his name off of it. So she's the only person on these documents. And he was not paying shit. She was paying for everything. And he took the car when he left. He left to California, took the car when she kicked him out. He took the car with him to California. He took her laptop. He took money. Like, he took everything from her. So she's sobbing, like, I can't believe this happened. And I was like, well, people trying to tell you. But I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm just happy you're safe. I'm happy your girls are safe. I'm happy you're safe. And she starts telling me all the crazy and awful things that he said about me. And she said that he used to sit up at night and look at pictures of me and try to plot ways on how to destroy my life. She's like, he's obsessed with you. Like, he stays up all night long thinking of how to do these things. And I was like, yeah, well, welcome to my hell. And so a couple of days after he left, he actually ended up scanning her a copy of my social and my birth certificate and said, if you fuck with me, you'll be next. And she was like, I just want you to know, like, I deleted everything. Like, I don't have any of that. I wouldn't share your information. And I was like, well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm glad he's scanning my birth certificate and my social to victims. Like, what the fuck are you even thinking? But that's him. And so, whatever, I'm like trying to help her through this situation. And so she's like, I have to hire somebody to go try to get the car back. And I'm like, yeah, she's like, it's really complicated because we were married. I'm like, well, are you married? And that was another thing. So she's like, I want to press charges on him for bigamy. And I was like, pop off, sister, pop off. Like, I think you should. And she was like, you need to help me. And I was like, oh my God, like, why? And this will not be the last victim that I have to help. And I'm like, sure, tell me what I need to do. She's like, well, I'm going to go file charges. Like, they're going to have to interview you, blah, 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 blah. Fine, whatever, lady. Like, do whatever. So then my ex ends up sending me and the kids a package. Not me, but the kids, okay? He sends a package, and all around it, he had taped Sherlock Holmes. All over the words, Sherlock Holmes, all over the box. We ended up getting like 50 of these packages, but this was like one of the first. And I was like, what in the name of God is this? It shows up my apartment, a Sherlock Holmes box, and I open it. There's a laptop in there. There's a note in there from him that says it's for my daughter. I brought her a brand new laptop. I hope she loves it. I decorated it with stickers. I open it. It's a used laptop. And I was like, son of a bitch. So I messaged her and I was like, girl, is this your laptop? And she's like, oh my God, that's my laptop. Please give it back. And I was like, it's fine. I'm like, I will send it back to you. So I ended up sending her back her laptop, of course, because I'm going to pay for you to get your laptop back. And so I ended up going to the post office, sending her back her laptop. And she, files charges. The detectives from Utah end up calling me, and they're like, we're pressing charges against him for bigamy. This is considered a low-level crime in Utah, but at least it's something. So they're like, what? Like, they were interviewing me. They had me send them stuff, and I was like, here you go. So Todd is, like, the investigator in Las Vegas, is, like, going through this whole thing with me, and he's, like, laughing his ass off. Like, he just can't stop picking up charges. So he has grand theft auto out of California. He has, I don't even know what all the charges were that they originally threw at him in Las Vegas. And then he has bigamy in Utah. And now he's back in California. And I was like, as long as he stays away from me, like, I don't care what he's doing. So he stayed away for a little while. Not for too long, though, because he, like a fucking cockroach, will always pop back up. So he keeps sending me and the kids packages. Well, then one day, I get a subpoena in the mail that I have to be in court in Los Angeles in 2 days. And I was like, what? Court in Los Angeles in 2 days? What are you talking about? He had filed a restraining order against me and filed for emergency custody out of Los Angeles. Me and my kids don't live in LA. And I was like, what are you talking about? So I give it to my bishop. My bishop calls legal. Legal says you got to get a lawyer in Los Angeles. So we have to get a lawyer in Los Angeles. This lawyer is like, what the hell is happening? This lawyer is like, yeah, he's filing for emergency custody. Are they not residents here? And this lawyer knew nothing about anything. So he was like, all right, well, I'll go to court and I'll try to negotiate with you. He says, it's your fault you chose to marry this man. but I will do what I can to try to make sure that he can't see the kids.